Hello everybody, this is Ryan and welcome to lesson 21 of learning HTML and CSS. In this lesson we'll be learning about CSS backgrounds. So to begin I have some sample paragraph data and a heading. The sample data I just got from this website, lipsum.com. Although any website you could just grab any content from. This text is quite famous, it's called the Lorem Ipsum text. It was used since the 1500s. You just copy and paste it. And here's the HTML code. A whole lot of paragraphs. And I'm linking to lesson 21.css, which is currently empty. So let's go to w3schools.com to the CSS reference and look under backgrounds and borders. You'll see everything that starts with the word background is related to backgrounds. In fact, we've already had a look at background-color. We're going to focus on working with background images in this lesson. So we'll go to background-image. To set a background image, you say background-image, :URL, round brackets, and inside those round brackets you specify the name of the image that you want to display. So we'll say body. Doesn't have to be applied to the body, it could be applied to basically any region on the page, but for the purposes of this demonstration we'll use the body. Okay, I have one called bg.jpg. And there you can see it tiles the same background over and over again. It's because my background was really small, and that's why it's repeating it multiple times. If I choose a different background, for example, I choose track.jpg, you'll see because it's a larger image, it doesn't look as bad when it tiles. So it does tile still. You'll see at the bottom it repeats again, and a little bit on the right hand side it's starting again. But obviously if my resolution was different, you would see more or less repetition depending on how it is. So we now also have a background-repeat style sheet which controls the repetition. So for example, by default it will repeat, which it's doing now, but you can also tell it to only repeat on the x-axis or only repeat on the y-axis. Well, my favorite one is no-repeat. The other two are not going to be fully compatible in all browsers. So no repeat, let's have a look. Now it's only appearing once on the page. And if we look at the bg.jpg, which is something a little bit similar, you'll see it only puts that once. Now the next style that we have is background-position. There's 9 built-in positions that you could use, for example left center or left or right top. And then you can also be more accurate by using pixels on the x and a y axis, or you could use percentage, which is a relative unit of measurement. So let's try some examples. So I'm going to use right top. Okay. If I use center right, or right center, should I say. That is in the center of the content, but it's on the right hand side. But much better I think is to use actual pixels. So the first number is the x-axis, and it's from the left of the browser. The second number is the y-axis, and it's from the top of the browser. So the y-axis is inverted from the way we learned at school. 200 pixels from the top, 50 from the left. So now we can control the attachment, background attachment. By default it's set to scroll. That means that as you scroll the page, the background moves with the content. But you can also set it to fixed, which has a very interesting behavior. So as you scroll, the background remains exactly where it was. This can look quite nice with a larger background. Right, then finally we have a background shorthand, which can be used to shorten everything we've done so far. So the color, the image, the repeat, attachment, and position. And the order of these does not matter, which is really nice because you don't have to memorize that. You can just use any order you like, and you can leave out any of them that you don't want. So what I'll do is I'll just comment this out. And then you can see how we would replace that with a shorthand. As I said before, the order does not matter. And if you really want to, you can even put in a color. So the color just fills up wherever the background is not. So as you can see, it's much easier just using a shorthand for the background. And as I said before, you may leave out certain properties that you don't want to set. So now I'm just not positioning it, not setting a background color. It's just fixed. It's not repeating. And so ends our lesson in working with backgrounds in CSS.